Well, I think the biggest thing that we try to do as teachers, I know Link, even at the pro levels, we try to get kids to a point where they can repeat their swing, being consistent and repeat the swing. And the pro cuffs allow kids to do that. It allows them to develop that muscle memory so that they can repeat their swing. And that's it's one of the things that we talk about all the time. As I say, when you watch good hitters and they take a good swing, the one thing that sticks out to me is that two hands are on the bat. They finish with two hands on the bat. I mean, you could stop pictures of any great hitter, of all time, and catch them in that position. The two hands are on the bat. So I'm like, how do we get kids to achieve that and to work on that? And the only way that I've found so far is with the pro cuffs.
Linc?
I would agree. With the pro cuffs, for me, I've seen kids, far as the finish standpoint, is I think the two hands on the bat, the biggest part is just it helps these kids to continue in their swing. And sometimes when you swing with two hands, you get the feeling of being a little bit more shorter, a little bit more direct to the ball. And instantly I always have kids always say, makes me feel like my hands have to stay tight, which is a huge part of being a hitter is your hands stand tight. Why? Because this is where your core is at. And when the rotation part of your swing, it puts you in that positioning where you get a feel of your hands being in a good position to make contact. I see a lot of kids, even guys who finish with one hand, most of the kids who do it, they don't finish properly with one hand. They finish a little bit early, and everything starts to work away from them, away from the body. And I just seen so much benefit when these kids put these cuffs on, pro cuffs on, and finish, is that it forces everything to tie together. The hands, the core, they all work a little bit more in sync, and they get the feeling of finishing the swing properly. Right. The pro cuffs are a wonderful tool because when you you can't, I don't want to practice, having to reach for a slider or overreaching for a play. Some of those plays are athletic plays. That's a reaction, to swinging at a ball. We want to work on creating what we call the optimal contact point, which is where when BP is being thrown, it forces guys to create a better contact point. Why? Because I can't reach so much for the ball away or down in the strike zone like I used to. Most of the time the swing breaks down. So kids are learning better strike zones. They're learning, where my optimal position is at contact where I can produce the best swing, which is what we're all shooting for, is to take the perfect swing over and over and over, the A swing, And I think this is what the pro cuffs do. They create that feeling over and over for guys.
Well, you're still going to take bad swings. It's a process still. Kids are still learning the game. There's so many things that go into being a good hitter. You have to pitch recognition. You have, it's just a lot. And but I feel like the pro cuffs are definitely a tool that can enhance your work.
You're going to have things in this game you can't control. I mean, you're not taking a good swing every time. But the quality of your work, this is a training tool. And as a hitter, in your drill work and in your training work is where you're trying to have the most success perfection-wise, which gives you a better chance. It puts you in a better position to take a ugly swing on a slider and shoot it in the hole or hit it back up the middle because your body's in better position to make that adjustment. Those swings from good hitters, they don't come from accident. Some guys are in great position, so this guy swings and misses at a slider. This guy hits it in the 6 hole for a CNI ground ball hit. A lot of that comes from where he's at, his body being in a better position and, having, being able to execute some part of his swing better than the next guy. And I think the pro cuffs, they make the precision of the work better. So, it gives you a chance to take that swing in the game more muscle memory, more automatic. So.
That's a great point. I mean, like you said, practice doesn't make perfect, but if you use a tool such as the pro cuffs, I definitely think it can get you closer to that, especially when you're working.
We use the word perfect. That word in our sport, baseball and softball, doesn't exist. But if you can give me a tool that can help me enhance my work, can clean up things in my swing, that can keep pushing me toward that process, then that's a positive tool. That's something that every softball and baseball player should have, because it's so hard. This is a game of fair. It's a tough game. And when you're building repetition, if the quality of my repetition gets better, I'm going to get better. So chances are I'm going to get better results, being that I have all the other tools like pitch recognition and some of the other things that come with being a good hitter. You need the Pro Cuffs.